Another week, another sale, so it's time for me to look at some Switch eShop deals, and in this video, I'm looking at deals coming in under $10 or your local currency, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU, and Australia. My name is Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and this weekly sale, it is massive, so I'll even have a bonus video Friday that's going to focus exclusively on those deals under $5. We also then have a winner to announce for a $10 eShop gift card later in the video, and another one to give away. Enter by dropping a comment down below, and I'll announce the winner in next Thursday's video. Haven, to kick us off, it's a new low with 60% off. This is the first time the game has been sub at $10. I'm a big fan of this one personally. The team they previously made the incredible Furi, but this was them tackling something that is much more relaxed. An adventure exploration game. You can essentially hover and fly around this world as you're collecting up resources in a bid for survival. You're on the run from an oppressive government who don't want you as a couple together, and you definitely feel different. Pack some minor RPG elements as well, such as the very occasional turn-based combat, but overall really enjoyed it. It packs a stunning soundtrack as well, and you can even play co-op. It has, as a warning, a few performance drops, but not enough to detract from it, and my full review is down below. If you enjoyed today's video, then consider subscribing. It helps us a huge amount, and we have content here near daily with reviews, deals, and lists. Furi, while I'm on that same team then, this was their first release, and some years later they actually released an expansion as well, and that is included in this edition. It adds in a slew of updates. Most importantly though, it did introduce a new lead with a different skill set. The game, it's a boss rush experience. You're escaping some sort of prison, and you'll be tackling fights that include gunplay, swordplay, as well as bullet hell designs. Definitely not an easy one at this, but thankfully, since release, they've actually made it playable for anyone thanks to a slew of difficulty settings, going all the way up to pure invincibility. It's 60% off, and matching the low, it is a personal favourite, and my review of the DLC, that is down below in the pinned comments. Vitamin Connection then is one of my favourite co-op experiences, and this was a lesser known release from Way Forward of Shantae fame. I reviewed it on the channel, and I also featured it on my top co-op list video, so I'll be linking both of those down below. An adventure gamer, you are the pills a family pops to feel better, and you'll be navigating internal organs to diagnose and solve. Sounds kind of gross, but it's definitely a very vibrant and colourful game, definitely a family friendly one as well. Both players though, they're required to steer and shoot together. It is definitely harder than it sounds. The story of the family, honestly a little long-winded in my opinion, but overall I was really impressed, and you can play solo too, which is still good fun. It's 50% off then, that is matching the low price. Inertial Drift is another game with a unique control scheme. It's twin-stick driving here, and it may be one of the best implementations of drift in any game. It just feels so right once you get your head around it. I really also like the cel-shaded style that they went with. It's also often incredibly fast, which is exactly what you want from any racer such as this. What I didn't like, basically the Discovery or competition cars, they are ghost cars. It hurts the intensity, I guess, as you fly straight through them. And that story, it is just awful. Everyone's best friends, they're encouraging each other when you pass them. I personally want some rivalry and real competition in my racing, not compliments from the losers. 55% off though is a new low, and you can see my full review in the pinned comments. Little Orpheus was originally scheduled to release well over a year ago now, only to get delayed as it featured a story set around Russia, and given the climate, that delay, it absolutely made sense. I actually reviewed it though way back then on the channel, only for it to never release. Eventually though, they quietly dropped it, and it is now getting a sale with 33% off that matches the low. And I'd describe it as a fun little platformer with puzzle moments that have you exploring, I guess, an alien planet, or being kind of narrated as you explain what occurred to your government, and of course they don't believe you. It's everything here from futuristic technology to dinosaurs, and it is often a fun ride. It suffers from some frame rate issues honestly at times, but I still enjoyed it, and you can check out my full review in the pinned comment if you do fancy it. The Legend Of Tianding then is matching the low with 50% off. This one's an action platformer that centers its story around a legendary folk hero that is going to be comparable to Robin Hood. Think rob from the rich, give to the poor. It packs some RPG elements as well, and the level design, it's not always, straightforward. Think very minor influence from a Metroidvania. Really fun platforming and combat in this one though, some great boss encounters. But what I didn't like, honestly, there's an open world in between levels, it's a whole lot of just back and forth travelling. Also, there's a card game that is, in my opinion, pretty weak, but fortunately it is optional. It wins overall though thanks to power-ups, and they even added an online leaderboard and a boss rush mode which was completely free, and I always love to see that. The complex won't be for everyone, but I love an FMV, and this one traps you in a lab during an attack on London, and you must understand what is happening and uncover who is behind it. Now naturally it's a movie where you pick different responses to see what happens, so it's not all of that involved gameplay wise, and a single run it's going to be right around 80 minutes. Lots of scenes to uncover though, as is expected from the genre, and of course multiple endings. My review is below, but I really like this one. It gave me almost Doctor Who vibes at moments, and yeah, it's 55% off, that is a new low price. SEGA Genesis Classics then is 70% off, that is matching the low in the US, but a new low for those in the UK, EU and Australia, and you cannot go wrong with this collection. It's 50 games from a variety of genres, think RPGs, platformers, puzzle games, shooters, beat 'em ups. It's basically got something for everyone, that list goes on. Highlights for me, any of the Sonic entries, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Shinobi, and Phantasy Star. I'd Google the full game list personally first, but any fans of the system, they should absolutely be happy. Our winner of the week then, it's going to DB, who shouted out more games going to the backlog. I think that is a problem now we all suffer from here. Congrats on the win though, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. Ancestors Legacy then gets mixed reviews, but I covered it here on the channel, and I actually really enjoyed it. That review is down below. Here it's getting a new low of 80% off though, and we just don't get many real-time strategy experiences on this system. And this one's also extremely ambitious, multiple armies, a huge number of units, even a few different storylines to follow along to. Sure, look, you'll notice some dodgy animations or even at times missing animations, but I think the core experience it is here. And I'd consider it if you are a genre fan. Not necessarily gonna be a good entry point though for those maybe new to the genre, it can get quite complex. A shame it lacks multiplayer aspects then as well, because it's always spoken so highly of with this game, but it was removed from the Switch build. Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime is a bit of a modern classic, or at least in the world of co-op experiences. I featured this one on my top co-op games as well, also linked down below. It is still fun though in single player as well, I do want to point that out, but the idea overall is 1 to 4 players come together and they pilot a ship by operating at different segments, think steering, shields and guns, but things of course they just get manic. We are here though trying to rescue kidnapped space bunnies, and then throw on top of this an upgradable ship, randomize the levels, and yeah, it's definitely an easy one to come back to over and over when you do get a group together. It is local multiplayer only then, there is no online play included. Paradise Killer then is a personal favourite that I like to feature pretty often. Now I've got my full review down below, but it's an adult mystery adventure game with a really unique visual style. The idea though, it's an alien world, and in this future we must change planets every few millennia because these demons appear. We are prepared though for this. A council manages the move of the people and the gods who make up this population. They're going to move them to this new location. The problem, on the eve of this move, that council, they are murdered. You must get to the bottom of what occurred and of course who was behind it. You can fail and you only get one shot, so do take your time, explore, interrogate. But yeah, it's incredible, honestly. It's a must play for anyone that likes a little deduction, and it's 60% off, matching the low price. Raiden V Directors Cut then is here, matching the lowest, 70% off. I really like this game. It's bullet hell shooter where we are fighting for the future of Earth. Definitely a simplistic story, but it is more than enough of an excuse to get out there and do some shooting. The controls, the power-ups, they are solid as well, and on top of all of this, we get a story mode, a boss mode, a gallery to explore, 3 different ship types, even voice acting, which is a first for the series. I picked up a physical release of this personally, and I do think genre fans they should apply. Wolfstride then is an interesting one. First of all, I love the visual style. It's an RPG then that throws a team of 3 together underdogs, and they're going into a mech league to battle it out. It starts there and kind of develops into a bit of a character study as we learn all of their mistakes and even their dark pasts. The main gameplay loop here though, between the turn-based battles, it's switching out party members and modifying our mech, but I will give you a warning here. I'd consider it almost half this, half visual novel. It is near non-stop conversation. It comes highly recommended still, but I understand that is not for everyone, so just take that as a warning, maybe watch a review first. SwitchUp, they did a really good full feature on this one as well. It is a great overview, so maybe take a look there. It's 35% off then, that is matching the low. Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales is our penultimate game. It's 50% off, matching the low price, and this is a fantastic spin-off experience. Packs this really unique visual style, first of all, that I do like. It's kind of cartoonish, and then the gameplay, it's a unique combo, narrative-heavy exploration, puzzles, and even card battles. The story, we are a war hero and queen out to stop an invading force. The writings, the characters, such a high quality, and I love the card battle mechanics. There's a huge selection of cards in here, and it's got some really unique systems. Definitely a big fan, and I'm actually still hoping this one at some point gets a standalone physical release, because I think it is more than deserved. Skul, the Hero Slayer, then is our final game of the video. It is a new low price, 50% off. I think that is a steal, and this is one of the better recent roguelites. Beautiful visuals, incredible combat, huge boss encounters. I feel like it has it all. The unique spin then though is the fact you can change your head, which impacts your abilities, and there's over 100 of them to uncover. Throw in then as well items, crafting, and yeah, this is an absolute winner. Performs great on the Switch as well, and it's one I come back to often. I'd definitely take a look though. I think this is a great price. It's also the first time it's been sub $10. And that's the video down. Will you be grabbing anything this week? Let me know in the comments. A shout out then to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support. It means a huge amount and helps out more than you do know. With that then, like, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.